Have you been good, boys and girls? Okay, I guess we're gonna give you a commentary then.
Stop that.
But first, touch each other. Yes.
Is this in honor of Michael Jackson?
No. I just wanted a very strange way. Though knowing how this review has been mistakenly perceived in the past, I'm sure it would be.
I'm surprised that this review has gone over as well as it has since Michael Jackson is no longer with us. He's doing the great big moonwalk in the sky.
Yes, his shoes have little wings on them now, and but we were brave. We were brave enough to keep this review on, still making fun of what a strange man he was.
That and we're lazy.
Yeah, well, there's always that too, and don't care about people in general. But you know, we should introduce ourselves. I'm Doug Walker, and that's Rob Walker, by the way.
The other guy.
Yes, and yeah, I think the reason I didn't, because there was a little talk, should we do some with the review after he died? Should we change? And I didn't have a problem because I felt we're still.
I didn't either.
Even though we're making fun of him, we're making fun of sort of what we can see, you know, what's very obvious to make fun of, but, you know, we didn't make fun of his work, like the stuff that's really wonderful, and we also didn't make fun of really any of the, you know, the court case, the molestation trials and stuff like that.
We had a few jabs in there, but I mean, we could have really gone much worse with it, let's be honest.
Yeah, and I think even then it's how I sort of see it as how people would perceive, letting parents letting children be around him. It's like, again, that's not as much a jab as him as much as the perception of him. So,
well, and when you see images of Michael running around in fields with little kids, I mean,
how can
really,
you not be a little?
Yeah, you kind of have to say something. We really mostly stuck to his body of work and his ego, which is really quite massive.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody can really deny that, even to this day, so I don't think we were unfair.
Or, like the plastic surgeries, which, he said he didn't have, but that's a bit of a no-brainer. I think we all can sort of acknowledge that he's had quite a few.
And somebody argued to me that it wasn't a fair review because apparently Michael said a number of these things, and some of these songs were addressing the fact that he was manipulating the media and basically having fun with them by saying whatever he wanted, that, like, he bought the remains of the Elephant Man, that he slept in a coffin, all of these weird things, in which case it was like, okay, then we're in on the joke as well, because we're making fun of him for doing that. I don't see what the
problem. Put up with the ridicule.
Yeah, I'm just like, then we're just as in on this joke. I don't see why our review somehow, is unfair then. If that was his goal to manipulate us and we simply, run with that we're just doing what we're supposed to do.
And it was so fascinating seeing the people's reaction after he died. I mean, I was a little shocked. I mean, you could just feel the guilt that everybody felt, maybe because they felt they were making, just jokes that they felt afterwards were not appropriate, but like I said, I think the jokes we made were very, sort of just what we saw, and what he said. We didn't go into stuff we didn't know about.
Yeah,
and therefore, I think,
and most of the time we did have jokes that were a little on the kind of like, was he getting too touchy-feely? I mean, that was really more public perception we're making fun of.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a general question. You should question when he starts acting certain ways. I mean, to say no, don't question it. I mean,
you can't avoid it. I feel it would have been dishonest if we did.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I think this review did work, is because at least we were honest. Like, yeah, we had jabs and yeah, we had this, but particularly when you got to the Smooth Criminal bit, you were honest. You were just like, this is one of the coolest things ever. And a number of the songs he did still hold up. So we're not denying he wasn't a great talent, but it was like, yeah, there was a lot of weirdness attached to him, and you got to address that too, especially this scene. I did not get this at all.
What? This is the scene you didn't get with all the weird-ass shit that happens in this? This is the scene you didn't get?
It's weird. I remember seeing this back in the 80s, and I thought maybe it wasn't quite as strange as I remembered it, and it's even more
or maybe when we were
now.
kids, we missed something.
Yeah, like we were missing out on this. Like, we didn't quite get it because, I would have been, 9, maybe 8. I was like, maybe I was missing something.
It's much more frightening as an adult.
Yeah, it's... I'm like 30 now, and I'm way more scared.
And there is... there is something here. I mean, it's like sort of this weird abstract telling of his life. It's like, that could be really interesting, but you just had to keep him sort of out of it, if that makes sense.
It's too much of his own PR spin on this.
And I don't know, it seems like I said, I never met the guy, I'm not a psychologist, but it seems pretty obvious that he's a very insecure guy. Just unbelievably insecure. You look at his past and stuff like that, you can see why, and it is a very tragic life.
Well, in that bit where I was making fun of Martin Luther King, and I remember he's like, being and Michael Jackson, and it just was so over the top, sort of. I know he's the king of pop, but when you have to keep reminding people you're the king of pop, it gets a little kind of like, okay, awkward.
Yeah, it's that's the word for this whole review. It's awkward. It's unbelievably awkward. Why is the Noid there?
But there are parts of it I really like. Like, this whole bit makes no sense, but him transforming into the rabbit and the motorcycle chase, visually, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
There are large chunks of this movie that are visually fascinating. They make no sense, though. I kind of wish, somebody was just like, oh, well, let's do something that's kind of fantasy and kind of like a biopic, but, you could have tried to, make it a little more sensical.
What's up, douche?
What's up, douche?
Oh, this was your joke. It is the rabbit.
Oh, yeah, the Monty Python one, because
That's probably, I think that, Spaceballs, I think those are the two that we probably quote the most in terms of, and Star Wars, yeah, those are the three that we
for some reason, I flashed straight to, just behind the rabbit. It is the rabbit. Yeah, Pee Wee Herman for no reason. I mean, this is interesting. I can't argue with this.
It's cool, but it makes no sense.
I mean, for those of you who dropped acid about an hour ago, this should be just right, but... interesting sets. Oh god, this is so 80s. Claymation was so in. I remember always watching the California Raisins commercials.
Yeah, I think it's the same guy who did the California Raisins.
I wouldn't surprise me. It looks very similar. But it's like Claymation, for some reason, until about maybe 1990, 91, was just the hottest thing on the planet. I still don't get why. Oh, my favorite line, you're black? Yeah, it's because I think I said, it's because I'm black, isn't it? And then you just said, you're black. We tend to work off each other when it comes to jokes. It becomes this game of one-up.
Well, and this floored me the most. I just could not believe, here's the biggest look at me, acknowledge my greatness, movie, and then here's a video saying, leave me alone! Oh, stop looking at me!
Well, no, here's the thing. I was told by a number of people after this review came out that the song itself was almost like a joke, that he was acknowledging that he makes this shit up himself, and that they buy it.
That's not what I got.
That may not be what you get out of the song, but apparently that was his intention, in which case, fine. It still draws attention to yourself. And you're still saying, okay, I'm making a joke of the media, but then don't be surprised when the media turns on you.
By the way, this is, even though I think the song itself is, like I said, I mean, the idea is so silly, stop looking at me, and then have all this weird stuff lying around, but this is a very cool video.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very, a lot of that stuff, even back then, I'm not entirely sure how they did.
And this was a great point. I think we were both making this point, that he says he wants to be left alone, which is part of the song, so you can't argue
It's called Leave Me Alone.
Yeah, and yet he always finds a way to get back into the spotlight. I don't think he ever truly wanted to be completely left alone. I think he got off on it somehow.
And then now here's the main focus of it, but why...
This nonsensical film.
Well, no, I mean, this one at least has something of a story. This is what all the video games are based on and stuff, but it's like you have to wait for, a half hour
you have to
get
go through
it.
all of those kind of cheesy music videos that, are visually interesting to look at, but just kind of just, oh, God. I remember that. The hills are alive with the sound of Jimmy. Yeah.
People, watch this with a straight face.
Yeah,
Come on.
how can you not kind of be like, yes, and he was accused with having a thing with children? I don't know why.
It's just the most cliche. And then this Raiders of the Lost Ark, the spider webs, and this I love this. This is just wonderful. It's so
and Joe
cheesy.
Pesci in what I can only call the role of a lifetime, because he is so over the top. I think we had that Yosemite Sam joke later, and because that's what he's like,
And actually, a little bit of trivia, I had to switch that Raiders of the Lost Ark clip around Or did I play? Yeah, I had to switch it around because they're facing the other direction. It just didn't look right, so I had to switch it. Nobody seems to notice. What is up with
It
his
looks like
hair?
a peacock, or a cockatoo.
It looks like there's a caterpillar like
By the way,
standing up on him.
80s slicked hair and sunglasses were in. It was that Wall Street sort of look, but yeah, that kind of like peacock hairstyle, that was not. It looks like a horsetail with too much mousse.
I want to get the whole world high. That's what I want to do. Yellow high.
But yeah, the thing is, I kind of, not that this film makes any more sense, but I kind of wish they had just stuck to their guns and been like, yeah, why don't we just make this be the movie? I don't understand why this is only like a 20-minute thing tucked into the movie itself. Just doesn't make any sense.
Everyone thinks I was actually in the movie.
yeah,
I was like, no, I added that.
Yeah. I think this is my. I just kept making random Michael Jackson noises as he ran.
And this just goes on forever.
Yeah, we're not making this up. It's like 5 minutes of him running. There's no point to it. It's like, yes, you've established
here's my
that they're
favorite.
running. Nice.
It is where we think, to him, maybe rightfully so, but dancing was very much like kung fu. I mean, he just
Yeah.
put everything into it, so when he did a move, it's like...
But this whole film, the mobster angle of it, when they're in the city, this whole film is brilliant. And I really wish that somebody just could have like gone to a script doctor and said, "Hi, we have a billion weird, wacky ideas, but this one part's cool. Can we expand on this?" But they never really did, because this whole weird Gestapo ghetto chase in this kind of 1930s, 20s Chicago is pretty badass.
It's actually, believe it or not, in the collections I had, it's actually very hard to find Yosemite Sam making those sounds. It's actually harder than it sounds, so I finally got those two clips.
Oh, and yeah, Michael Jackson is a Transformer. I'm surprised there was never a Michael Jackson Transformer toy.
Maybe there was.
Nah, that'd be ignorant.
Yeah, they never.
Hold on. Surprise? What else can you say?
I don't get it. Even within a music video logic, it doesn't really make much sense, which is my problem. It's like, even by music video standards, this is just fucked up.
And
But-
yeah,
and
I got no complaints against
Yeah.
it. This is the coolest fucking
This
thing.
is still one of the greatest music videos ever made, particularly if you kind of come from Chicago, so you kind of raised in that whole gangster sort of like 1920s environment. Like, this just
We were raised in a gangster 1920s environment?
No, but the way Chicago works. We got all the Portillos around here, some of the old speakeasies. I mean, it's just cool. This style it will never go out of style. The fedoras, the jackets, the speakeasies, the pool, the booze, the Tommy guns. You just can't complain about this.
Well, I can't. I think it sucked. No, I love it.
And just all of the dance moves here. I think we forget we've let ourselves just completely overshadow what a talented dancer he was. Well, I mean, his singing was always, good, but it kind of got weirder as time went on. But his dancing just never went. Well, my favorite is Annie. Are you a Wookiee?
Are you Wookiee?
It's a bizarre song too. It has something to do with somebody breaking in and assassinating this girl.
I always thought that was Richard Pryor, by the way, the guy with the knife. I mean, obviously it's not, but I always thought that.
Yeah, but look at these moves. You can't complain about this.
Well, not only that, it's not just
This is
him.
just
you can
flawless.
just.
Everybody.
well,
the entire
yeah.
ensemble just hits their moves perfectly.
Well, okay, this scene's weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The weird orgasm. Michael looking like a bobblehead. Yeah.
Well, this is always those weird things. I think Jackson always wanted to put some element of darkness in his videos, but he never knew why.
Well, they always say sex sells, but I'm not even sure that's what that is.
I don't know what
they're
that
kinda
was.
all acting like they're having orgasms, but they're fully clothed.
Jackson, again, just something very interesting about the psyche is the stuff that I think he doesn't even realize. He always wanted to put something dark in his videos, but I don't even know if he knew why. And I always found that very
Well, he
interesting.
was big into monster films, hence Thriller. But yeah, there was always like a darker element. But there's like almost a strange innocence to it, like he didn't know quite how to pull it. Like that orgy scene's a great example. If you're gonna do a sex sells scene, they're all fully clothed, and I mean, there's nothing, like, nobody's really that skimpily dressed, so it's kind of just weird. It's like, alright, I want y'all to have an orgasm for some reason. Well, shouldn't we get like all hot in it? No.
No, that's gross.
So, yeah, not sure, but oh god, I love that. That is still one of the coolest, most badass things.
They try to tell me how that, they say it's some kind of shoe, you know, that does it, but I still have no clue how that works.
It's some sort of
I've seen the
stick
blueprints.
to the ground. Yeah, so you stick to the ground and are able to like maneuver. Because I originally thought it was string, but no.
There's a nice happy image for you, Michael, with a gun.
Yeah, I remember saying that. Oh no, the plot's invading again. It's like we were fine until all of a sudden the plot came back.
And again, yeah. Peace, we need love, die, die, shoot you all.
This doesn't jive with the whole peaceful angle in the opening. We just all need to get along, unless you don't like me, in which case I'll blow your fucking brains out.
I always thought the Asian chick was kind of cute. I don't know where she went. I just thought I'd bring that out.
And let's be honest, it's a lame-ass storyline.
Oh, it's the lamest.
To save the kiddies of the world.
It's like a satire.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't even seem real.
The three kids and it's just kind of lame.
No, it's unbelievably lame, but it's and this effect is actually sort of unbelievable to be for that time period. This is phenomenal.
This has to be what, 88? Like this was hot shit. I mean, I don't think this was top till Terminator 2 in 91, so this was really hardcore. I can't imagine what the budget for this thing was like.
So yeah, it's really rough. You know, do you recommend something like this or not? It's like, on the one hand, yeah, you should see it. Is it good? Well, I won't go that far.
As a time capsule film, you should see it. If you want to see what the 80s were about, this really sums it up. Like, it's weird, random, flashy, slick, you know, doesn't always make a lot of sense, and it's all about drugs, because this was the war on drugs era, you know.
I want to get pizza.
I love turning Pesci into Cobra.
That's what he sounded like.
Yeah.
I think this started our line,
I've been defeated by the power of love.
Yeah, I used that again, End of Days. I should probably use them more, it's a great line.
Was that mine or yours?
I think that was yours.
Was he just stealing code for the acne?
Probably should have put a Marvin the Martian bit in there. I think I already had Yosemite Sam, though, so.
Michael obstructs my view of Venus.
His ego is just too large.
He's obsessed with killing these. It just makes no sense.
And then, you know, goodbye, Michael. Thank you. It's like, where's he even going? Come back. What? They don't have a ride.
And on the third day, Michael ascended into heaven, rose from the dead. It's like very messianic. Emphasis on the messy. I'll miss you. Yeah, that was the thing. Why did he leave? If you watch the film, he comes back like in a minute. And it's never explained. He's like, I have to go now. There are other children of the world I have to save. He's like Pete's Dragon or something. He's like, or Mary Poppins. Like, there are other people I have to help. Woo!
It's very emotionally driven. It's pure. You know, actually, holy shit. You know what this is? This is where the Wild Things are. Michael Jackson edition. Like, he ran away from home. He's just in a pond somewhere, and he makes up this reality that just has no logic. It's purely emotionally driven.
That's completely dead on. It's about emotions over logic. Like, you have to leave. Why? Because it's emotional and sad. Yeah. I remember seeing this as a kid, and I was going, "Oh, that's sad. Michael's leaving," and then he came back, and I'm like, "What the hell?"
No, but it's very kidly,
sorry,
emotional.
Kids, just fucking with you.
So even here, I mean,
here, I'm just like, yeah, I had to reference this because I think that was right. I'm just like, no, we have to be quiet. We're in the basement. Ooh, shh, shh. It's our little secret. I'm just like, okay, this is creepy. I'm sorry, we have to talk about that for a second.
But even then, you know, we just tap on it. We just tap on it.
We just tapped on it.
We never see them again.
Yeah, the kids sort of vanished.
It was all about the children, then the children just disappear. Sorry, Michael's got to perform. Look at that, he looks like a banana.
How does Michael Jackson's little psychological art house film hold up? Well, it makes it somewhat up later. Crap.
crap.
Holy shit! Yeah, that's sort of what I thought. I mean, it just seems like they're trying to do a music video. It's a very
And the funny thing is,
piece.
on MTV, I swear to God, they ran the whole Moonwalker mini movie, the 25-minute bit that was just that little film within a film. So I'm just kind of why couldn't you just do that? I don't know why they had to make a whole movie out of this. Obviously, I guess just to cash in on its popularity. Because I think it was all downhill after this. I don't think he really eclipsed Moonwalker when it came to that sort of widespread
Well,
popularity.
no.
It just
But
got
black
weirder
and
weirder.
white was very, very popular.
Yeah, but that came out. We're only talking 1 year after.
Or
this,
dangerous,
so.
I should say. No, it was a little longer, but yeah.
This whole year, this whole 88 to 90,
Yeah, it was
I think
huge.
was the top. So.
Bye.